do that. We back.
Okay.
Okay.
Alright, let's see. Turn to up. One person
It ain't raining that hard.
Yeah, nah, that time that was the iPad. Hold it a minute.
Bear with us, y'all. We're just trying to get set up because our stream got knocked off again. Oh yeah. We were supposed to be done, but yeah. You know how that go.
I hope that works. Okay.
Cool. All right, go give y'all a minute to jump in here.
You was finishing up the portion.
Yeah.
I'm cracked on.
Cracked open. So y'all, seriously, like this is perfect alignment with what I was just saying about surrendering to the alchemy of life. So the starseed activation, okay? Questions are some of the most powerful forms of transmutation on this planet. To dare question, okay? And a lot of times we're seeking answers, but the reason we're not getting the answers is because we're not asking the questions or asking the right questions. So the pressure that is on this planet right now on seems like every continent, if you are a awakened being on any level, you can feel it. So it may not even be your own personal life. It's stuff that's going on with you. This is collective. I'm just saying, get comfortable with darkness. Practice being comfortable with darkness. Practice being cracked open. Nina Simone, I say to her, because the blood on the leaves, the black body swinging in the breeze, blood on the roots, it spoke to me so much. And I was like, that song encompasses what's happening right now. And there are many ways to do a blood sacrifice to where people unknowingly participate. So there's a lot of dark sorcery happening to work against the awakening. And it's unfortunate because a lot of us, because of our religious programming, are uncomfortable even with the thought of sorcery. Definitely having it in your arsenal as a spiritual tool, that can be uncomfortable if you have any of this religious programming imprinted in you. So to be cracked open was what allowed us that. How did Nina Simone write such a dark song? That's not a song where you listen to something one time and then you write it, boom, it's it. That's something you sink into, you surrender fully to, and allow it to come through you in that way. It's dark. A lot of the rappers, young rappers that we've lost recently were very dark, dealt with a lot of depression. So this is the fruits of the blood on the roots that we are seeing, and it is manifesting in so many ways. So if you are dealing with mental illness, do what you can to get yourself the help that you need. If you are dealing with physical illness, like do everything that you can to get the help that you need.
Exactly.
But know that life is not going to be all peaches and cream and all light. It's not going to be all love and light. And this, again, this is not, I only punish those that I love, that shit. We're just seeing the effects of a lot of the ignorance and living below the veil of consciousness, what it has caused, and we can feel it. And so I just want to say to you, practice and prepare yourself to deal with losses, heartbreak, heartache. We've been having stuff going on just this week that was heartbreaking. And we still doing the show.
Right.
And we still, like, we got to focus though. What is it that needs to come through us? To have the energy of an overcomer, to be a victor, and to be like, I refuse to give up. That don't mean that you resist being cracked open. That don't prove that you're resilient. It just proves you too afraid to let yourself be cracked open. You're too afraid to let a part of yourself die. And when you feel deep depression, sometimes it is a spiritual death that is happening. You are shedding some skin. You are shedding another layer of the bullshit that has been indoctrinated and programmed in you. So beautiful things come out of people being cracked open. Some of the best films, the best songs, some of your best moments in your life came as a result of you being cracked open. So yes, yes, we all have a breaking point, and we're feeling the boiling point right now with everything that's happening. So, you know, whatever you got that comfort you, cultivate it. If you go ahead and heal your inner child, you won't be as fragile. And so you'll be able to be cracked open and then regain yourself and more quickly. You know, I'm for real. Like, I can't, but at the same time, don't focus so much on the darkness where you're not living, where you allowing fear to paralyze you, because we've been feeling that too. There is an entity called fear that's being fed with this whole pandemic and everything that's happening. And these are principalities and rulers within the unseen world. Yes, I'm quoting some shit from the Bible. Ashe. Because it's relevant. You know what I'm saying? It's relevant. These energies are warring with the awakening souls. Because we're not zombies. And we constantly figuring out ways to get liberated. Every time we get enlightened and learn something, it's like, oh, okay. So Bobby Hemmett kept telling us, what if the devil was God and God was the devil? You know, you got to be able to ask that question before you can even awaken and start getting yourself free from this stuff. So I want to say, surrender and allow yourself to be cracked open if that's what it is when it comes. I'm having to learn how to cry again. It's crazy. You know? And when you got whooped and all of this stuff, what it did was it created this shell, this scar tissue, like around your energetic body. And so that right there disconnects you from the unseen realm, and it makes it more difficult for you to have spiritual experiences. So all of the tools that we'll be given in this webinar will be to assist that. And even though we could have given another name to it, all of us should be consciously reparenting ourselves and our children right now. There is no magical solution or nothing that's going to make that not have to be a soul's journey.
It's inevitable. We got to do it.
You got to put in the work.
Yeah.
There is nowhere around that, but there are many spiritual tools to support you as you're doing that, so that you can do it in a more efficient manner. So again, recapitulating, releasing trauma. We're going to give an activity, because you and your inner child need to be best friends.
That's right, Flex.
Now, we thought about, this is a great opportunity to get tuned in, Flex. That's right. I had considered teaching an advanced magic class on creating tulpas, servitors, your own egregore. And then this came in, and I was like, whoa, we got to do
Deal with
this.
this first.
So just to let you know
It's
that
coming.
we will be doing more advanced webinars in different forms of magic and things like that. But first, you got to deal with the self. And again,
Because we won't be able to handle all of that.
exactly. Yeah.
It's just it's prerequisites to it. Yeah, and this is it. Yep.
So this star seed activation, ask yourself this and then write down what comes to you.
Oh wow.
Okay? How
sure
can
about
you let life crack you open is the question. How can you let life crack you open? Not how can you resist it? Cause that's my shit, his shit.
Yeah.
How can you let life crack you open? That gives you access to
Actually,
your power.
that's all that shit. I believe that's all that shit.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nobody wants to be cracked open. Nobody wants to feel broken. Nobody wants, but real talk, whether we do it or not, it's gonna happen anyway. So you can either be a part of the process and begin to make allies with your
That's what's
demons
up.
as you're going through this darkness, or you can continue to be resistant towards it, and it's just not going to benefit you because now you're in a current, you're flowing in a current of energy that is anti the country that you are living in and the family that you was born into. So you got that adversarial anti-energy against your awakening, and then you trying to awaken. You don't have no choice but to be cracked open sometimes because that stuff got to get out. It's like a boil. If that boil is not lanced, the infection is not going to come out of it. And it's just, and eventually it'll happen and it'll burst, but it's going to be far worse. So this is like that.
Okay.
Yeah, so how can you let life crack you open? And then as you are asking this question again, I hope y'all sign up for this webinar, but if you don't, to say this before we get off, cultivate a sacred space where you got somewhere to go and communicate with your ancestors, with energies, with deities. Do that work. If that don't resonate and you just want to communicate with your higher self, that's good too. Because a lot of people in this age of Aquarius, like, I just want to work on mental energy. So that's good too. Okay.
Yeah, and
Sure does.
there'll be some key things that we share in the webinar to assist in everything that we're talking about, because again, some stuff you don't let your left hand know what your right hand doing. So we ain't gonna speak on it right here, but yeah,
We almost done.
yeah, it's time to get to the business.
So yeah, say hey.
Hi.
But it's for these little ones, y'all, that we must do the work. Let's leave this planet
Elo
better
said it was- Go ahead.
than what it was when we came in. Let's do that for real. Let's do that. Your inner child deserves every damn good thing in this world and beyond. And we were not allowed or cultivated in that.
Yeah.
So we are operating from a very disempowered place, even though it's well intentioned. So we're going to be focused on what will
What you
empower
doing?
us. And so that we can be better for these.
I'm
little
licking my
ones.
I'm licking my tooth.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
It's so hard.
She said, Indigo Elo said, dreamt about you and your other half having a webinar and Joe Biden was doing some foul. Okay.
That's interesting. So the date that we're going to set for this webinar is a date of magic. We're using a Mayan calendar. This is what we base the energies that we do our webinars on, so that it's in alignment with what we're doing, so that we get the maximum benefit of it. That's interesting because it's a lot that's happening right now, and whoo, man, I've been saying I'm gonna get into it, but it's probably gonna be a little bit more to come out in the webinar, and that might just have to be the way that we do things with some of the stuff that
It's
I'm
all
being shown.
advanced. Right, because it's advanced.
Yeah.
I'm looking at that.
Okay, y'all. Well, we're going to get off here and start getting this together. Go to the website. We got a 2-day sale going on. The sale will be going on until tomorrow, so you still have time to get you some of those products. And yes, if you haven't done the Mayan calendar galactic signature to find out what your actual frequency is and the frequency of your soul, you definitely want to check that out. You can find it at remnantsgathering.com as well. These webinars will be very good additions to what we're about to do. Each webinar that we do is building up, leading to a point. And so we're not just doing these at random. So if you haven't done those, look back at that. I'm telling you, tapping into harmonics and frequency, that which is galactic is key to being in this matrix and ascending out of this consciousness. So yeah, y'all go check that out. It's on the website. You can download it now and you'll get access to all of the full webinars that we've done. The shadow work with the galactic signature is there as well. And everything that we're doing is to build you up and to give you power. We don't want to disempower you, and we don't want to be doing shit just to be doing shit. Right. You know, and it's a lot of people out here in these spiritual streets who just doing shit to be doing shit, and you don't experience integrity of what they're doing. And just, you know, I don't know their secret motives and intents, but just know that our intention here is pretty clear. You can read energy. It is what it is. And we want people empowered because shit, we might need y'all to help us one day.
We need each other.
That's right.
Bottom line.
That's right. All right, well, I guess we could go ahead and get up out of here. And we do have another show coming up with Ani Osaru. Yep. We've been discussing life after death and some of the makeups of the soul trapping and the way that works and the afterlife. We getting in it. We getting in it, and we go keep moving through it.
Thank you.
And again, the goal here, I don't know. I might have been dimming my light in the past, but it's just like the hell with that shit. We just need to do what we need to do by any means necessary. That's just what it is.
Ain't that right, Lon?
What you say?
You're right.
Sounds so cute. All right, y'all. So y'all already know what it is. Man, your third eye has just been kissed. Peace.
Yes.
I made a little Spider-Man.